Hello everyone, welcome to Cellopedia. This is Maxim. We continue working on Piatti Cello Method. Today we will learn how to play B minor scale and arpeggio, and to make sense of that, we will study two etudes, both written in B minor. We will review how to play some harmonics and learn how to play triplet 16th notes. Stay with me, I'm sure we will learn something new. B minor melodic scale. Like in every melodic minor scale, we will have to use different notes on the way up compared to the way down. The difference is in the note number 6 and 7. In this scale, on the way up, we will play G and A sharps, and on the way down, those notes, G and A, will become natural. In this scale, we have to pay attention how you make a shift to the higher position. When you do that, do not forget to lift your elbow and bring your thumb out. This way, it will not be an obstacle for you. When you move to the higher position, you have to feel that your wrist is relaxed. And again, once you start paying attention what's going on with your thumb, it will be way easier for you to make a good shift. You will also need to practice how to get back to the standard position when you have your thumb on that side of the neck of the cello. This way, you will need to start from the top, B, and then make your way down. Just make sure that your thumb will slide into the normal position. Once you feel more confident, of course, you can play it 2 times faster, 2 notes per bow. B minor arpeggio. First, let's play with the fingering suggested by Piatti. This fingering makes a perfect sense unless you want to play it in a faster tempo. Because once you start playing faster, making 2 shifts in a row will not help. But regardless, I will play for you with suggested fingerings first. The alternative way of playing this arpeggio might feel more difficult, but it has one advantage. You will not have to make 2 shifts in a row. To make it work, you will need to make a shift to D, 4th position, right away, and then make another shift to D on the D string. It will work this way. would suggest you to try to play with both fingerings, and you will see what works the best for you at this moment. Let's now play the Etude number 14 by Sebastian Lee in steady, slow tempo, quarter note 60. Playing this etude in a slower tempo, following the original bowings, will make it harder for a bow distribution. As always, make sure that you don't spend too much of the bow for the first few quarter notes, and save as much as possible for last few notes of the bow stroke. Of course, you can work on that at first with free bowings, just changing the bow when you need to. And this way you will pay as much attention to the left hand as possible. And then, after you feel more confident, you put it together. I am sure that you will pay attention that middle part of this etude is in a tenor clef, and you remember how to play notes in a tenor clef. Just a reminder that the fourth line is C, and you have to count up or down from that note if you forget which note you have to play. In the middle of the second line, you might get a bit confused seeing two numbers above the note. Is it just an option to play it as an open string or use the third finger? Well, it's actually a suggestion to play that note as a harmonic. This way, 0 means you play it as harmonic. We have only 4 notes on cello which are open strings. So if you see A, D, G, or C marked with 0, of course, that's an open string. But if you see all other notes marked with 0, that means you have to play them as harmonics without pressing your finger all the way, just gently touching the string. And in this case, you have to use third finger to play this A as a harmonic. And here you see that you have to play A, and you have to play it as an open string. I'm sure that you will be able to play in somewhat faster tempo very soon. So to inspire you to do that, I will play it for you in tempo quarter note 120. As always, if you are interested in playing with the second teacher's part, it is available for Cellopedia Patreon supporters. Link is in the description. The etude number 15 by Kummer might look somewhat intimidating. So many fast notes. But actually, we can make a perfect sense of that. Let's try to pay attention to the meter, 6/8. That means that there are 6/8 notes in every measure, and we group them by 3. This way you will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with a little stress on the 4th 8th note. Triplet 16th notes work exactly the same way as triplet 8th notes. Remember, to figure out how to play triplet 8th notes, you have to subdivide a quarter note to 3. The same approach will help you to play triplet 16th notes. Just think about the speed of the 8th notes and subdivide each 8th note to 3. To play triplet notes after the 8th note in this etude, you will have to stop the bow to distinguish one note from another. There is one thing unclear in this edition. It might be difficult to figure out how to play the 8th note followed by triplet 16th note if this note is the same one. For example, in the first measure, you have to play 2 Bs using the same bow. The only way to do it is if you stop the bow. So you make tiny rest which will help you to distinguish one note from another. It will work this way. You do not need to lift the bow. Again, just gently stop it and continue to play the following note. There is also a misprint in this etude. At the end of the 4th line, you have to use different fingerings. Instead of 4 and 3, you have to use 3 and 1. Now I will play it for you in slow tempo 8th note 40. moving from the slower tempo to faster tempo will help you in working on left hand precision and fingers coordination. You will have to feel that your fingers are quite active and independent. You will have to be very clear playing those triplet 16th notes. And again, moving from the slower to the faster tempo will help you to achieve that. The Etude number 15 by Kummer in faster tempo, 8th note 72. It feels so good. Together, we made another step in learning Piatti Cello Method. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.